Here we go for another edition of Jofo in the Ring, and we're live as live can be, and we're with our good friends, the Dirty Heels Podcast. What's going on, brother?
Going on. I'm in the building with Jofo, the best mofo. What is going on? It's your boy Kid Stone.
That's it. AEW Dynamite tonight, and honestly, I'm getting excited for Full Gear this Saturday. I have to admit. I'm not
gonna lie. Full Gear with just the show tonight was pretty dope. So that means Full Gear. I can't lie. AEW, anything AEW does to me is pretty golden.
You know what?
I'm a big AEW.
It's like exactly like you said. Whatever they do is good TV. They can't do any wrong. So you know what? Just keep on doing what they're doing, and look at them now. A year later, So here we go, man.
It's not a predictable show for me. It's not predictable. That's what I like about it.
But that's what brings people to watch wrestling nowadays, because what does it take for me just to go on in the internet or the wrestling rumors pages and say, oh, let me see what's going on? AEW, you never know what's going to happen. And honestly, I think that's what helps them with the ratings on Wednesday night. So for me, I didn't watch NXT. Usually I watch it after AEW, but don't tell anybody. Shh. But
if you watch it in the morning when I go to work.
There you go. I was the opposite before. I was an NXT first, then I used to watch AEW after. But then it's intriguing me. Like I'm watching AEW. I'm like, why am I? Not to say I'm wasting my time on NXT, because it's a great show on Wednesday nights. But for me to waste, like I like to watch it live. I want to see what happens, because I go on Twitter, I go on Instagram, and everybody ruins it for you. It just takes away the feel of watching it. But tonight I watched it live, and honestly, I was really impressed right off the bat. And that's another thing. MJF and Chris Jericho could be. It's not going to be the main event, but it's going to be a show-stealing match. I think it's for MJF's time to come out of the closet, kind of thing.
Definitely. I think mostly every match they have is almost a main event match, almost there. And I think with MJF and with Chris Jericho is pretty dope, because you get to see two people clash with egos, with crazy egos clash.
Exactly. Who's gonna come out on top? You just got right now. As after watching AEW, I still can't call that match and say I'm a big Chris Jericho fan. I'm gonna go for Chris Jericho no matter what. But the way the storyline is going, it looks like I think it's time for MJF to take over that heel persona that Chris Jericho played so well the first year of AEW. So I think it's MJF's time, but we're going to have to wait and see on Saturday, that's for sure.
I think for me, it's the predictability. Like I said, AEW is not predictable. So even if MJF wins, it'll be cool for me. Like, I wouldn't even be mad. I would always see it as a good push. Anybody that beats Chris Jericho is always a good look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's a GOAT. So if he gives you the chance to beat him, it means a lot.
It does mean a lot. But in another case, Orange Cassidy, what happened to him? Like, he beat Chris Jericho 2 out of 3 times. The last match was the Mimosa Mayhem match. It's basically like, when you end a rivalry on a match like that, it's saying that this guy, I'm solidifying Orange Cassidy here. But I don't think it kind of worked with Orange Cassidy to my avail. I would have rather him be in the kind of, not maybe the main event picture, but he's not even in the TNT picture after beating Chris Jericho. So
I think it's Cody's fault. He should have beat Cody for the belt.
I think he should have beat him. He should have beat him.
Had that title. Cody shouldn't have the title right now. I totally blame it on Cody.
Well, you know what?
I totally blame it on Cody.
I know that I'm not a big Cody Rhodes fan, and I proclaimed to Danny Limelight this past week. I told him, I go, that TNT title will look beautiful around your waist. Take that title away from Cody Rhodes, please.
Take it from Cody. Anybody take it from Cody. I would love for Danny Limelight to take it from Cody, please. I think for me, Orange Cassidy should have had that title. They totally missed the whole push for him right then and there.
Yeah.
Right after he got out of a little beef with Jericho, he should have gotten that title.
But do you think? Remember when it was the TNT title tournament and Darby Allin? Honestly, I thought Darby Allin was going to win that tournament, and my second pick was Lance Archer, and both of them didn't come out on top. But just to say, maybe they should have gave it to Darby Allin or Lance Archer, not make Cody Rhodes hold it. And it's basically whoever beats Cody Rhodes is the the next big thing, I guess, right? It's the easy way to push somebody. I
Yeah,
guess.
I find that to be kind of stupid because you need rest. I understand it because you need good wrestlers to push other wrestlers. I do understand it, but also you have to make stars. You can't push a star without making a star. You know what I'm saying? So I would have, like me and Good Brother Bo talked about this months and months ago. We wanted Darby Allin to have that title from the gate. We wanted him to be the first champion.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? He was a
and
great
I think
face.
He deserved it a lot more than Cody at that time. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I would have gave it to Lance Archer if it wasn't Darby Allin. But no, let's give it to Cody Rhodes. It was that for me. It was a bit predictable for me. And then now you have what's his name? I always call him Luke Harper because I'm so used to WWE.
Eric, I was about to say Eric. He said not Luke Harper. What's his name? Brody Lee.
Yeah, Brody Lee. So what happened to him? It's like he lost. No rematch. No nothing. It's like okay.
I don't know. I would have rather see Brody Lee versus Darby Allin for the title.
It has to be somebody else besides Cody. Because you know what it is when you put someone on TV too much. I think it's you're getting that Roman Reigns effect now. Yeah. It's like I don't want to see Cody Rhodes, and you're giving him to me. I'm not going to cheer the guy. He's supposed to, like. No, I'd rather cheer a guy like Darby Allin or a guy like Lance Archer or a guy like Orange Cassidy. But no.
But I think that's what's happening with Cody.
Again. Yeah.
I think that's what's happening with Cody. It's to the point where they putting him on TV so much we don't know whether to cheer for him or boo him right now. Because honestly, I'm not a Cody fan anymore. I thought he was pretty cool, but now, like I said, you gave him the whole Roman Reigns effect.
Exactly, and I don't think that's a good road to go down because we all saw what happened to Roman Reigns all those years, all those wasted years of getting pushed by Vince McMahon, and then all of a sudden, now that he's on the top of his game, now this is the Roman Reigns we wanted to see 3-4 years ago, and now we're getting it now. So I'm a little bit happy about that.
Definitely.
What do you think about the exchange? Honestly, Eddie Kingston, I don't see him winning the title, but his promos are getting me excited to watch this match. It's gonna main event the Full Gear, obviously, right?
Yeah, I find Eddie Kingston to be extremely annoying.
But that's the character he's portraying, right? And he's doing it like beautifully.
I'm not gonna lie, he's such a great bad guy. Cause every time he comes off, this fucking dude here, and he really makes you hate him.
It feels real. He feels like I could maybe not myself I could relate, but people that I know are like that are intense and they want to just fight, and he's intense, man. But I just got to see what he's made of on Saturday. Me personally, I don't think he's gonna win. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna win, but
I could see I don't see him quitting either.
That's another thing. I don't see a guy like that quitting.
Yeah, I don't see Eddie Kingston saying I quit. I could see maybe he losing through a DQ maybe, and this keeps going on maybe, or DQ in the match, and they have another match. But I don't see Eddie Kingston, saying I quit. He's a tough motherfucker. I don't see him saying I quit.
Thanks. Yeah, but in the end, but so then what could possibly come out of this? It's an I quit match. Someone has to quit. I don't see John Moxley quitting. I was just about to say Dean Ambrose. John Moxley quitting, and I don't see Eddie Kingston quitting. But in reality, the one that's gonna quit is gonna be Eddie Kingston when it comes down to it. I feel bad.
Yeah, but AEW always pulls something out the hat. So, like I said, it's always an unpredictable show with them. So you never know. What if John Moxley quits?
Can we see maybe the first big upset in AEW's main event? I don't know, man.
I don't think they would get.
I hope it. I like things like that, but in reality, I know it's not going to happen. But I would love to see it because people would be freaking out on Twitter. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're already talking about it. So
exactly.
I would love to see Eddie Kingston, somebody else, to get the title from Moxley right now. I thought Lance Archer would have gotten the title from Moxley.
Is he even fighting on the card? I don't even think so.
He's not on the card. I haven't heard from him in a while either.
They have a stacked card, so it's the wrestlers. I don't think they're getting used. Like a guy like Miro, you could do a little better than that.
Segue to Taz's segment right there, actually, about the guys complaining about the rankings.
Taz, the rankings do mean something.
I thought that was a great segment.
Yeah.
Because that he brought up a lot, because the rankings do mean something.
Real talk right there. He's literally talking. He put. You know what? He made me believe that I could shut my eyes, pretending he's sitting in front of that door for 3 hours, and nobody's coming to see him. And then he goes, "Okay, you know what? That's like Paul Heyman style. You don't want me to say. You don't want me to say anything to you in the office. I'm gonna come out with a live mic and I'm gonna beat you down." And that's what Taz did. That's what Taz did.
And the great thing about it is another. I've been saying to Good Brother Bove that the rankings are kind of messed up because if you watch Dynamite, it's Abaddon. She's like 11-0, and she's a female women's wrestler, and she has not been yet brought to Dynamite, but yet, what's her name? Nyla Rose is getting a championship title match right now. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of, the rankings are kind of messed up. I just think for the rankings, the problem begets that they have too many wrestlers.
That's exactly it. And we want to shout out to Clark Street Wrestling Podcast saying, "What's good, Jofo and Dirty Heels? What's going on, Clark Street? Always supporting, man. Always supporting." But yeah, you're absolutely right because there's now they're bringing in all these guys, but all the guys like they're all getting like filtered down, and it's too bad, man. Like a guy like Orange Cassidy should be in that TNT title picture, but he's not. A guy like Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks is a great wrestler. Brian Cage, the same thing. And these guys are, I don't know, man.
Kind of lollygagging around.
Maybe they do need a second show. Maybe that might be the ticket, but
they could put the FTW title up a lot more. They could push that title a lot more. That would make a lot more sense. It would give somebody else something to do.
Exactly. Not like what they do in WWE with the 24/7 title. As much as I love R-Truth, but it's a little bit ridiculous when he's the 50th champion ever of the 24. But at least they're doing something with that belt. The FTW belt is just walking around with it and around his waist, and I don't know. It's just holding it up for Taz, I guess. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
unless they double cross each other or something to get something going with that faction. But other than that, I don't see anything happening with Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. But
I don't either. I just think they have too many wrestlers. I think the rankings are kind of messed up. Like Taz did mention the rankings. That was definitely
good spot,
definitely right. But then they have a lot of squash matches. So I look at it like you're not really fighting anybody anyway. Because a lot of those.
Yeah, but then you could put some guys on AEW Dark. It doesn't have to be like, I'm not calling them jobbers because they're on AEW Dark, but you could have a lot more storyline work for AEW Dynamite on AEW Dark, but I don't know. It doesn't seem that way to me. I don't know. It's just they know what they're doing, but it just seems to me like they could do a little bit more with the ranking system and storylines on AEW Dark instead of it just being wrestling matches, which is good. But I like to see some build up of a storyline. Like the Peter, like the Peter Avalon.
Good storyline.
Like the Peter Avalon and Cutler, that was great. You know what I mean? That was a storyline that they brought from AEW Dark to AEW Dynamite back to AEW Dark. So you're intrigued, like, okay, who's going to win this match? Nobody's ever won a match here, but now
not even that. They had that also the whole time during BTE.
Yeah, exactly.
So really pushed that one, and that was, I'm not gonna lie, that was probably one of my favorite storylines, just for the fact that I like Brandon Cutler.
I love Peter Avalon as well. They just fit well, like it was just a great storyline together. So.
And then that storyline kind of shitted on WWE, saying, "Hey, you can make a good loser."
Exactly, but that's the most important thing.
And WWE didn't know how to do that with Kurt Hawkins.
Oh, that's for sure. And Miro, the same thing. The list goes on and on and on. And that's another reason why these guys they left WWE. They were fired or let go, but even Impact too, man. These guys like what's his name? Heath Slater got injured, but he's doing well there too with Rhino and Brian Myers, Kurt Hawkins. So I like these guys, but we'll see what the future holds for them. What about you brought up the women's match as well, and like I said, there's no build up to that. Maybe because Vicky Guerrero's involved. Okay, it's an automatic push for Nyla Rose, but when's the last time you seen Nyla Rose?
That begins the problem for me. It's like there's really no storyline there.
Yeah.
all right, like with WWE, at least you know kind of why it's going on.
Mhm.
With AEW, it's kind of like, all right, they gotta kind of give you a backstory and tell you what's going on.
But
You know what I mean?
on
Like,
WWE, they do a great job of promoting the women's wrestling in WWE. That's one thing you have to give WWE. But sometimes it overshadows the actual big time matches that WWE has. So the women's revolution is obviously taking over. But in AEW, it's like it didn't even get started yet because it's always the same matches every time.
yeah, and I think they have great wrestlers too, great female wrestlers. I just think the problem they're not pushing them right. They don't got no right storyline. Like the last storyline they had was the Brent Baker one, and that was trash, if you ask me.
But it was a storyline. It was something to talk about in women's wrestling in AEW. But now it's like, what is there to talk about? Vicky Guerrero doing her same shtick promo that she used to do in WWE for, like, it's, I don't know.
But it also, no offense to Kushida, but it also, you give a person who can't really talk English too well, the belt, you can't really cut too many promos.
Well, they did that with Nakamura. Remember Nakamura? Then they made him talk, and it's like, why are you making this guy talk? You're so stupid. It doesn't work. You're making he's dropping his value as a wrestler by talking. The guy's Japanese. We all know that he can't talk English. So if it is like a comical thing that Vince McMahon just laughs about it in the back, make him talk because it's funny.
Like they gave the wrong person a manager. They should have given Sheeta the manager. And now the Rose get talk on the mic. He cuts pretty good promos.
Exactly.
They should have gave it to Sheeta. I don't know, but I just think they female division should just have a little more storylines with it. Just a couple more storylines and whatever. They have a lot of female wrestlers too.
Well, Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Very little matches on Dynamite for women. That's the issue. If there was a little bit more, so you could showcase them a bit. Like you could always showcase them by promos and things in the back, but people want to see wrestling as well, right? We're watching a wrestling show, so throw them a match or two, even if it doesn't mean anything, just to start something. I find there's more women's matches on AEW Dark, but there's not a lot of people that watch AEW Dark.
And it's like
as Dynamite.
There's also like 12, 13 matches on Dark, so you should stick at least 4.
Come on, exactly. Even if it's 3 or 4. Even if it's 3 or 4 and 2 of them have you want to start a storyline with those 2 or 3, they don't have to be all storyline based. It could just be a wrestling match, but showcase these women so people maybe get excited and say, hey, who is this? I want to see her again. It's exactly like Danny Limelight. And I'm sure, like you talked about it with you guys, it's the more he's on TV, the more the people are talking about him, people are going to recognize. So the more matches he has, he's on fire, the guy. He's having 2 matches there on AEW Dark, on New Japan Pro Wrestling, United Wrestling Network. The guy's everywhere. But a women's match we can't get on AEW Dark. So who are these women? Nobody knows who they are. So I'm not going to be invested in this match.
I watch Dark for one female, and that's Abaddon.
Yeah.
I dig her. I thought she was pretty creepy. She's pretty cool. And she was winning a lot of matches.
Exactly.
So I was like, where is she? Where is she? And then she suddenly just disappeared.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what they're doing, I just think they should just have a couple more storylines and try to put their women maybe with some other male wrestlers or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That'll get a couple of them out there or something.
Do like a tournament or something. The easy way out is always doing a tournament of some sort, just to showcase. It's like when they do the tournament on the Mae Young Classic. That's you're just showcasing women that nobody knows about. So if somebody says, "Hey, look at that, look who's there," and they recognize that person, they like them, they're gonna watch them again. And I think that's what it's all about. Like WWE says, the WWE universe is the power that be. Vince McMahon could do whatever he wants, but if the people want this type of wrestler or that wrestler, they're gonna make their voices heard. I'm sure you see it on Twitter, you see it on Facebook. It's bedlam. It's bedlam. But the ones that survive are the ones that always keep their name out there. So, but
that is true. That is definitely true.
So then we can't forget about there's the 2 big matches that are happening versus there's Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page, and to me, the way it's going with that storyline, Kenny Omega is always, and everyone knows who Kenny Omega is. Yes. He's never lost the tournament, and that the tournament, it's the G1 Climax tournament, right? He won years ago. So
Yeah,
the guy is
once, twice.
that's a tournament that not too many people are even allowed to wrestle in, and this guy won it on his first shot, his first time,
Yeah.
and now he's and like I said, I think it's the year of the Kenny Omega. I think it's his turn now because I think last year was more of a Cody Rhodes AEW ish kind of a deal, but now I think it's Kenny Omega's turn to take the reign and go with it. So what do you think about Hangman Page
I
and
think
Kenny Omega?
Hangman Page is gonna win.
You
I'm
think
going
Hangman Page
Hangman.
is going to win? Wow.
I would like Kenny Omega to win, but I think this is mostly a major push for Hangman Page.
You know
Because
what?
this whole storyline has been about Hangman Page.
Hangman Page, and they even say too, the crowd is taking away from his character because the crowd was really invested with Hangman Page, but now like there's less crowds there and everything, and the crowd now no crowds being there, it hurts a lot of these guys. Like I think it hurt Darby Allin a little bit too, but I think it hurt Adam Page the most. I think.
Yeah, but I still think his character is still developed really good.
Well,
It developed better than I thought it would because
he's a great wrestler.
At first I thought he was kind of bland, you know.
Okay, and then he
started
getting
drunk.
And then
I can dig it now. Now I understand, you know.
It's a blue collar kind of guy. It's like your everyday man, like, you know, like that's how we are in real life too, right? Like we like to have a nice drink, you know, and and we like to wrestle and talk about wrestling. So it's kind of the same thing, yeah.
I want to ask you guys, did you notice that I think I don't know if I heard this properly. Kenny Omega's promo tonight, he was saying that everyone's saying that the whole storyline is predictable. Did he say that? Did I hear correctly at the end? He said something like "watch out" because it won't be that predictable or something like that. Like
yeah.
He made a hint like that, and I wasn't sure if I heard it properly.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. Kenny Omega, like he said, like the one thing
So
that came out.
He's hinting he's gonna lose.
Well, I'm thinking he's gonna lose. I'm gonna go with him losing just because the whole, like I said, the whole storyline was based off of.
The storyline makes sense for him to lose, right? Exactly.
And that music video they played after was kind of centered around him too.
But I don't think it'll hurt Kenny Omega, but it could. It all depends how the match progresses, man. Because like you said, you could look good on a losing when you lose a match, but it's all up to the two guys in the ring that portray that story, because a winner is the winner, but if the guy that loses sometimes could look even better than the actual winner, and that's I really hope we get that.
I also look at it like this: who do they want to be the next champion? Because whoever wins that match is definitely going to beat Jon Moxley.
Well, Hangman Page had the chance when he fought Chris Jericho, right? And he lost.
And he dropped the ball on that. So
and a lot of people thought he could have been the first ever AEW champion, which does make sense. But then you see the run that Chris Jericho had with it, so you can't really say like, okay, you know what, Chris Jericho did a bad job, because he did a great job with the AEW title.
He did, and I think they should have given it to him first. He deserved it first.
Well, this is his chance now. So basically saying if I beat Kenny Omega, I guarantee should beat Jon Moxley. So
guaranteed. Yeah, guaranteed. So I'm gonna go Hangman Page all the way.
Hangman Page, okay.
Hangman Page all the way. I gotta go Hangman Page.
And then we have I think this tag team match has been waiting on the wings of everybody for I don't know how many years. And I know they couldn't wait. You know what? This match, I would have loved it in that stadium with 40, 50,000 people. FTR versus Young Bucks. The crowd would have went mental. But circumstances are circumstances, but we get this match either way. But honestly, I'm an FTR all the way in this match. What about you?
Hold 1 second.
Okay. Big Joe. Hi to say everybody hi in the chat. Eat to the tracks. Big Joe. Jess Sorrell as always. Who else is there? Bruno. I think I saw Mela Saf there too. Eat to the tracks as usual. And and then Big Joe asks, who's been on WWF, WCW, and ECW, and even lesser known AEW, was a major star but never won a title? I don't know, Joe. You come up with these questions. Even last time we did the live. He came up with this question there. I don't know about this question.
I had to open the door for her.
Okay. So FTR versus Young Bucks. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go Young Bucks all the way.
Oh baby. Oh man, because you know what? Honestly, this match, they did the same thing with the Cody Rhodes and Chris Jericho, right? If we lose, we cannot go for the titles again. Is that a little? Chris, obviously Cody Rhodes lost that match, so he can't go for the AEW championship. But now Young Bucks are going to lose to not be able to go for. I can't see it happening. I can't. But I can't see FTR losing as well. That's how good this match is. The build-up is great. What do you think?
Well, they've been brawling for a while, like you said. It's been going on for a long time. And this is just like one of the biggest dream matches ever.
That's what I'm saying. So
I
know they're gonna put up, but
it's gonna be a hell of a match. This match is gonna like honestly, I don't even want to say the Young Bucks is gonna win. But the reason why I don't see the Young Bucks losing is because then they won't be able to get those belts ever again.
I can't see that happening. And we do want the
Young Bucks to have the tag team titles.
No, it's too close to call, man. Too close to call. Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Yep, and they create TV tag team titles. Okay, or tag team titles. Okay, that's a good analogy.
You're not getting the joke.
I didn't get the joke. No.
You're just like about Cody Rhodes. Like he made the same stipulation and he created a title for himself.
Okay, fucking Cody Rhodes. I hate him, man. I hate him. Stay in the back, man. Gets me so annoyed, Cody Rhodes. Man.
Yo, you guys didn't talk about it. The Miro and Trent match, I think, was the best match of the night.
You know what? Miro is a great wrestler, no doubt about it. But you got to showcase him. This was his first match. Put him every week. Put him on AEW Dark. Make people see this guy wrestle. And when he wrestles, everyone loves it. You know, and he doesn't even have to talk. Just wrestle. He's a great wrestler, Miro. Give him, you know what? Make him beat Brian Cage, for God's sakes. Take that FTW title away from Brian Cage. That'd be a great match as well.
Say again?
Brian Cage versus Miro. Miro could fight anybody. Wow. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe give something from Brian Cage to do.
Yeah. I would actually like to see them fight for the belt. For the FTW belt.
They both got nothing.
It would give people something to do.
They got nothing going on between the both of them, you know. Like I'm sure, okay, whatever. He's fighting Trent and the best friends and everything, but Miro is a top guy. Top guy should be fighting in the top positions, and this is more of a lower card for me. Like that's just my opinion, though. But
I honestly think Miro fighting the best friends is pointless right now.
Yeah, that's it. But they're showcasing them.
They're fighting over a video game, like with some children fighting over a video game. I'm not mad at best friends because I do like the best friends, but I just find this beef to be really pointless and senseless.
They're lost in the shuffle.
If Miro could just come out and cut promos, I'll be fine with it.
Exactly. Instead of playing video games and doing like, I don't know, it's a bit. I think it was a bit like too like easy to do a storyline like that because he's with Twitch and all that crap. But come on, man. I think we know who Miro is.
I don't see this doing anything for Miro's career, and it's damn sure not doing anything for Kip Sabian's career.
No, it's ruining them. That's my opinion. That's for sure. Fuck, but I don't know. But is he fighting? Is he fighting on full gear, Bruno? Miro and no. Okay. Orange Cassidy is fighting full gear.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's he fighting? I don't even know who's fighting. It's
well, what's his face? Is it John Silver? No.
John Silver. Okay, from the Dark Order.
Yeah,
Dark Order.
I
love the Dark Order.
Jim Cornette calls him the Dork Order, but yeah, I like it. It's entertaining. And you know what? They're not gonna. Maybe one day they'll be tag team champions, but it's not their time now. That's for sure. But
you don't think so?
You got so many tag teams. Like I said, your best friends are lost in the shuffle. You got Private Party, and then you got FTR. What's gonna happen to FTR when they lose? They're not gonna go for titles again. They're gonna give someone else a chance. So they're gonna have to go to the side.
I don't see the Dark. I think the Dark Order is cool. I mean, I didn't mean to say Dork Order.
No, Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette says Dork Order. He calls them the Dork Order. I'm like, okay, you know how Jim Cornette is. That old school mentality. He doesn't like.
I love the Dark Order, like that. Man. I do, but I just think they're misusing them right now, man. For them to be like one of the first factions.
they're definitely misusing them. They just
Well,
going down the drain.
it was a big deal on AEW, right? But then it started going down the class of, okay, we're not going to main event these guys. We're not going to put them in the middle of the show. Now they're like their stock is going lower and lower and lower. There's something that has to happen with them, or else they're just going to stay idle and nobody's going to care about them after a couple of weeks, because they were the show at one point, because it was the whole Dark Order thing with Brody Lee and Evil Uno. But now you don't really see that much happening with them. They're, like I said, they're lost in the shuffle, and it sucks because there's too many wrestlers now. They have too many.
Once Brody Lee left, that was their high point.
Yeah.
You know, the Exalted One. Who is the Exalted One?
But the anticipation was there, so people were tuning in. Who was it going to be? Then when everything was said and done, people were still tuning into the Dark Order. They were a big deal. But then I think they have less TV time, you know. And it's not like WWE have all these promos. Like they're really going on YouTube to push themselves. So if people are not watching these clips on YouTube, on BTE or an AEW YouTube page, who knows who these guys are? You know what I mean? So, but like they had something going there at one point, but now I find it's just going down and down and down. But we'll see what happens. You never know. Maybe it's someone else's turn to do something on AEW, but we'll see.
I think we lost them there.
Oh, we lost him. I was talking to myself.
For what? Yeah.
Let's go to the chat here for now. Maybe he's going to come back. Tried watching AEW, but immediately turned it off after Chris Jericho and the other guy started a musical. Hey, you know what? The Dinner Debonair was something, Big Joe. And if you want to see it in full length, go to our YouTube page. And Joey Casada talks about it, and he gives them an award. If they could get a Tony Award, maybe, but... we'll see. Way,
my bad, man. My phone is...
It's all good. You know what? Let's just get to the nitty gritty of this show. Let's make our predictions for AEW's Full Gear this Saturday. So
okay.
So Bruno, let's go with the first match. We'll put the first match up here right now. Does he see this, Bruno?
Hold on.
Okay, so he's gonna put the first match up, and
I can't do it so it shows up small.
Okay,
It'll just cover it.
Oh, okay. You'll see it in the back. Okay, so look, we'll just call out the matches and we'll go for it. And we discussed as podcasters here that we're gonna put the loser is gonna buy the other guy's merch. Whoever doesn't have the spoiler alert over here for Saturday, whoever gets the less wins there. So we'll see what happens. This is a friendly game between two great podcasts. Let's see. Let's get to the first match. We're talking about FTR and Young Bucks, and I know you said Young Bucks. I'm gonna go with FTR. FTR, right. Far and true. So mark that down, Bruno. Next match for Full Gear. You're behind the ball here. Let's go. Come on.
You guys.
Talk about why you think they're gonna win.
Give me one.
Like I said, I'm going Young Bucks because if they lose, they can't get the titles ever again, and we do want to see the Young Bucks with the titles. They are supposed to be the best tag team in the world, so they cannot go without having those titles.
Wow, you just sold me to go for Young Bucks, but I'm still going FTR. So the next match, we'll go with Cody Rhodes. Bruno? But are you sleeping back there or what? What's going on here? He calls himself the Pod God, and he can't do two things at the same time, this guy.
Here.
Cody Rhodes versus Darby Allin. Who do you got?
Gonna go Darby Allin.
Darby Allin. Do I have to go with Cody Rhodes? You know what? My God, I can't go for Cody Rhodes. Yeah, of course. I got to go with Darby Allin. Fuck Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I can't. I wouldn't even let you do that.
You're a good guy. You're a good guy.
It would be great if you went for him and that's the deciding match and he screws you over.
I'll never go for Cody Rhodes ever. There's no chance in hell that I'm going for Cody Rhodes. He knows it. I know it. Everybody knows it.
Cody wins, it'll be a draw.
So the next match, we have the women's title. We have the women's. Yeah, sorry. Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go Nyla Rose all the way.
I think, you know what, I like that too, but I'm gonna go against the grain. I think fuck. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna go with Hikaru Shida. I just like saying that wrestler's name. I just like saying her
Gotta
name.
go Nyla
Shida.
Rose. One that makes no sense while she's fighting, and I think they pretty much just trying to take the title off.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. But you know what? I could see that because you got to think Cody Rhodes is gonna lose the title. Oh fuck! See, Darby Allin's gonna win. That's a title change right there. FTR could lose the match too as well. It's another. So they have 4. They're going for 4 titles. There's 4 titles on the line, right? So that's 2 for 2. I don't see Moxley losing, obviously. So that's 3. So I think the women's and the TNT titles are the most vulnerable ones out there right now. But like you said, you have Young Bucks. We'll see what happens. But what's the next match, Bruno?
Yeah.
We
Kenny
have
Omega.
Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page. Who's that in the background?
Jericho. Jericho.
That's Jericho MJF. Who do you got?
This one's tough for me. I'm gonna go Chris Jericho because he's my favorite wrestler.
You know what? He's my favorite wrestler too, Chris Jericho, but I gotta go with Maxwell MJF himself. I think it's, you know what? This is the way to give him that extra oomph and say MJF is a primetime player.
I think something dirty is gonna happen, and he's gonna end up making it in the faction, and that's what's gonna cause something between the faction. Because think Jericho, when COVID's over, has to go on tour and shit like that.
Okay.
Like,
So this might be his way of losing to
I'm saying he cheats.
drift off into the
He
sunset.
cheats his way in, and then somehow Chris Jericho ends up liking him after, and that's
because of his because of the way he won. Okay, that's a good.
because you
That's
notice
good.
how
I
Jericho
like that.
was like smiling after he like speared him through the thing
Because
tonight.
he wants him to be. Well, you know what? MJF, when he said he was soft,
MJF cheats his way in.
Yeah.
MJF
What I'm gonna say is, my prediction is
oh, you're changing
inner
it?
circle. The inner circle. No, I'm still going Jericho.
Okay.
If MJF wins, it's because the inner circle betrayed Jericho.
Ooh. Because you know what? We like I said, I asked Danny Limelight, we'd be great to have a Puerto Rican faction in AEW.
It would. I've been said that.
You know what I mean? And if the inner circle's in shambles there, why not bring Ortiz and Santana and bring in Danny Limelight? It'd be amazing, though. But I'm gonna go with MJF. I gotta go with the MJF. As much as I hate him, he's a great wrestling character. I love him. So I got the MJF. He's got Jericho. Next on the list here, we got, who is that? That looks like the
Kingston and
yes.
and Moxley.
Well, I think we're both in agreement here of John Moxley retaining this title.
This
here,
one's
right?
a little predictable.
Yeah. So we're both going to go with John Mox. We talked about it before. I think honestly, it's going to be a great match. There's something that has to maybe happen for Eddie Kingston not to look like the quitter that he's going to be, because he's obviously going to quit unless he passes out, maybe, or
passes out or DQ.
And then he's gonna say, I never got eliminated from the battle royal. I never quit. You know, I think that could be a little thing that he says. You know, so it could keep his storyline going with that. But I don't see him winning that match. I think I'm in agreement with you.
Yeah, I don't see him winning that match either.
Okay, so then so we got the deletion match here. The elite.
I didn't realize I could do this like this. Fuck.
Oh, okay, cool. The elite deletion. This is more or less. Did they film this on the compound, the Hardy compound, or?
I don't even know. I didn't even hear about this match. You know, I told
this was the elite. Well, it's big. I don't think it's going to be in the ring, but it's going to be like one of those like Matt Hardy specials there that he usually does, and those are actually pretty good if they pull it off, right?
Yeah, I got to go Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, you know what? Because I think Matt Hardy wasn't supposed to win that match, the one there when he almost killed himself off that scaffold there.
Yeah.
But the way it looks, I like Sammy Guevara, but I'm gonna go with Matt Hardy in this match here. I'm gonna go against the grain here. I'm gonna go against the grain. And usually, it's good for you, because usually when I do these spoilers here, these predictions, my guy Kyle gets probably like 8 or 9 out of 10, and I get like 2 out of 10. So I think you're in pretty good shape. Just let me know where I have to get the T-shirt up for Dirty Heels.
Good brother Bo usually gets them all right.
Yeah. Do we have another match, Bruno? I think that's it. Okay. So what? We have Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin. That's one match. We have Eddie Kingston versus John Moxley. That's 2. Young Bucks and FTR. That's 3. Hangman Page, Kenny Omega. That's 4. And there was another
Sheeta,
match
Nyla
here.
Rose. Sheeta,
And
Nyla
Sheeta
Rose.
and Nyla Rose. That's 5. So whoever gets three is the winner. And good
All
luck
right,
to you, man.
that's the
Good
deal.
luck to
That's
you,
the
man.
deal. That's the deal. That is a deal.
So you guys got any your podcast that's you guys have any other great wrestlers that are coming? Because like I said, I remember seeing Danny Lyman. That was cool too. That we got him too, which is pretty cool.
Next week we just had Super Nitro from NEW, new Northeastern Wrestling tag team champion. We had him up there just this Wednesday. I think next week we're gonna have Mel Blonde Fury. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Usually, you know what? Good brother Bove does all the business.
He's good, man. You know what? Let him party. He's taking care of it. I know that for sure.
Yeah, he handles everything. I couldn't tell you what's going on. He tells me what's going on, and I just make it happen. That's
so
it.
just
He
tell
said, "Yo,
everybody before we head off where they can find you on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Definitely, you go find us on Instagram on Dirty Heels _132, and then IG Dirty Heels Part 1. YouTube, Dirty Heels Podcast. And if you need to find us, man, just hashtag Dirty Heels, man. You'll find us, man. We everywhere.
That's what we started doing too. My producer's been telling me we got to start a hashtag, so it's easier to just put that hashtag in, and then it goes to all your stuff, which is a pretty good idea. So it's yours is Dirty Heels Podcast. That's what it is.
Yeah, hashtag Dirty Heels or hashtag Dirty Heels Podcast. You can find us either way.
There you go.
Definitely,
and us, you can find us on Jofo in the Ring YouTube page, Jofo in the Ring, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And so we're planning on doing is we're probably going to go live for Full Gear on Saturday. So if you want to join us, come in and out and give your little take on the matches.
Okay.
The invitation's there. If not, we'll see you. We'll see you in the chat or the next day. You know.
We'll definitely do our best. I know Saturday we're supposed to be going to the Java Tears.
Okay.
They're having a little watch party over there, so we're supposed to go over there for a little while. So
okay, don't get too excited on the big win you're gonna have for Full Gear.
You know what? I'm gonna try not to.
We'll see what happens because you never know what could happen in AEW. Fuck, we'll see what happens. But I hope.
But I'll definitely tune in. I'll definitely make sure I'll peek in real quick. Say hello.
All right, great, man. And always, thank you very much for this again. The future is very bright, and we should do this again in the future again.
Anytime, man. You know we love you, man.
Hey, take care, man. From New York to Montreal, we love you, buddy.
Thank you.
Take care, man. Have a good night. Bruno.
Oh, you have Big Joe here. Go chat.
Joe,
let's like the chat here before we go.
For the chat here, Big Joe wants to know off topic. What are your thoughts about Bruno calling himself the Pod God? Is he really the Pod God? Wow, Joe. off topic. What are your thoughts about Roman Reigns' new stable, Usos, Big E, and Seth Rollins? Supposedly, that's the stable for Survivor Series. That's not going to be a stable because Big E is still in the New Day. What I presume, why would he want to go against Roman Reigns? Be on the same team as Roman Reigns. I see Big E maybe potentially taking the title away from Roman Reigns one day. Maybe not now, but as hot as Roman Reigns is, I don't think there's going to be anybody that's going to take that title away from him, at least until WrestleMania. At least. Maybe Big Papa Pump, maybe the Pod God, but other than that, it's going to be tough to take the title away from Roman Reigns. And not like Braun fake strongman. Strongman. So that's how you spell strongman, eh? STRONGMAN. Okay.
On that note.
Man. So yeah, but thanks everybody in the chat. Big Joe, Jesserel, Melisaf, A to the Tracks. Go check them out every Monday night, 9 p.m. on the Jofo Podcast. Support the Jofo Podcast. Support Jofo in the Ring. They're on the road to 1,000. We're at 127 subscribers. Let's get to 1,000 as well, guys. The faster we get there, more big things are coming. And never, ever forget this one last thing. Wrestling is life. Woo!
Tracks, the strong man.
Okay, we're leaving for real. Bye.
Okay, for the rest of the show is this radio. You're here, late night Jofo Radio. Big Joe, I see you when you're going down. # the pod god.